5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. OG's turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. OG's turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
I speak for the trees.
OG's turn to pick. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Naga Siren. Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban.
Night Stalker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Liquid's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. OG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. OG's turn to pick.
Witch Doctor.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Max.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Lena. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Liquid's turn to pick. OG's turn to pick.
Windranger at your
Now
service.
select your heroes.
Yes, here we are in the BTB Ice Palace, ready to go, and it's a beautiful stage, a beautiful crowd, and well, OG looking to repeat their success from this time last year. Liquid looking to keep up their winning streak. Mo Farah, can the boys in green do it with the women in red? No, green as well, actually, also.
I think Liquid's draft looks really strong to me. You know, they have some really good early game pressure heroes. They've got the Nature's Prophet and the Night Stalker, and obviously they were talking on the panel, the amount of space that this Lifestealer can make is massive. And I feel like OG's draft kind of lacks a little bit of damage and doesn't come online too early. And I think against this this pressure coming out from those two dual offlane heroes, OG might struggle a bit.
All right, well, here we go. A little bit of love in the chat already as we get into game number 1 of Liquid versus OG. As Liquid head out towards this bottom rune, 3 heroes versus 3 heroes. And it looks like actually 4 heroes coming out from OG down at bottom. Maybe looking to spill some blood early on.
Yeah, they do have the ensnare. They need to get a lot of this damage out, especially with the follow-up drill breath.
Taking a bit of damage here. That anti-armor is going to improve their damage a little bit, just chasing him back to the tower.
Yeah, and it is Miracle on the Lifestealer as well, where we thought it was going to be Matumba Man. So interesting that when Matumba Man's been starting to play the Lina over Miracle for Team Liquid. We'll have to see how it goes for them.
All right, well, they're hanging around this bottom rune. Liquid looking to kind of push OG back here. And meanwhile up at top, just kind of playing a battle of the summons. But Matimman and Kuroki just want to kind of defend this rune right now from the high ground, using that high ground to their advantage. And there will be a quick pause out. Yeah,
they definitely don't want to fight that Nature's Prophet with the trees area, so kind of just making sure they can go for these bot 2 runes. Try and get a couple of them, because like we mentioned, they're not very strong in this early stage of the game in terms of damage output, and I don't think Liquid are going to be scared to fight them back.
Alrighty, well, here we go back into the game, as it does look like Liquid will push back OG and be able to take this rune. Though Fly coming in, not sure that's a good idea. Fly gets stunned up by Kuroki down the open wounds as well. Fly trying to make it up to his high ground. He's going to use that dual breath, but stunned up, and it looked like he might get picked off early on into this match. Doesn't even get his rune either, but they do come in from behind, and they're able to find the rune, but is it really worth it?
Yeah, fantastic play there by Liquid. They understand that they can easily kill off this Jakiro. It felt like it was a bit of a bold move by Fly to walk up to the high ground there.
Certainly was, certainly was. Well, bottom lane off to a flying start for them. Meanwhile, Matumba versus No-Tail in the middle lane, and we'll see what Lina can bring to this. Lane. Meanwhile, No-Tail just trying to last hit with his bear here. Who favors this lane?
This lane, I think the Lone Druid. It's a little bit difficult to get on top of the Lina. Obviously, Lina has that fantastic attack range, but you know, No-Tail on this Lone Druid has the bear and the hero to last hit with. So I think it's up to Matumba Man to try and force this lane in towards the OG tower and really get these right clicks down onto the to No-Tail.
Put on a bit of pressure. Meanwhile, up at top, you have that Nature's Prophet versus the Axe. So I kind of feel like Axe can actually get ahead in this lane, and once he gets ahead in this lane, he's going to cause some problems for the Prophet, right?
Yeah, he's doing a great job here, and this is fantastic by OG to switch their lanes up to really force the pressure onto Mind Control.
Well, bottom lane, it looks like actually OG taking a bit of an advantage here to start things off, trying to force back Liquid and take control of this lane early on, getting Seb a bit of farm on that Windrunner.
Yeah, this is fantastic by OG. They're really putting the pressure on Miracle, and it's very difficult for GH to do anything here in this lane because he tries to run forward, he's got high armor, but he doesn't trade hits well with this Wind Ranger especially.
But how much does the Lifestealer care about the pressure coming out onto him? Because we already talked about it, he's not the win condition hero. That's the Lina in the middle lane, so maybe Liquid are actually okay with this trade that's going on in this laning phase.
It's pretty difficult for them though, because the Nature's Prophet isn't favourable up against the Axe in the top lane. He does fine at these lower levels while he has the range advantage, but especially when Axe kind of gets to level 3 and 4, he's not going to be afraid to run at Mind Control in this Nature's Prophet.
We'll see how it goes as laning phase gets on. So early advantages right here. Well, No-Tail is doing quite well in this middle lane, getting up to 10 last hits versus Lina's 7. I believe Lina did start off with the Light Strike Array though, so surely that's going to hurt her right-clicking power a little bit, her last-hitting power. It
is a little bit, but that was obviously for the kill, definitely worth it. You kind of don't want to level it up if you don't have to, but you know, Matumba's going to be pretty happy here, just controlling the lane, doing a good job of harassing the Druid back, but yeah, with the Druid and the hero hitting, he's falling behind.
Well, Liquid just poking down the bottom wherever they can here. And GH gets set on fire, but Jarek's just really aggressive with his positioning on this Naga, using that armor to her advantage to try and just zone out the enemy heroes on Liquid, and it seems to be working so far.
Yeah, laning stage is going so well for OG, and especially when they have this really good mid-game team fight lineup, they're going to be very happy going into these mid-stages of the game to take Liquid on.
Well, still early stages, only 3 minutes into this game, but yeah, I completely agree. OG looking very good on these right clicks. What can Liquid really do to come back in this laning phase right now? What, are we looking for any switch-ups? Looking for just waiting for some level timings? Or what's Liquid's direction here?
I think they kind of just need to sack the Lifestealer at this moment in time. We don't usually say that about Miracle. I think they need to go and create space elsewhere on the map, especially this Night Stalker.
Snare, but immediately turns around with the open wounds onto Jerax. Jerax taking a lot of damage here, going low, but also trying to turn it around. GH taking a bit of damage. Jerax running into the tree lines. Looks like he will be okay. No blood going to be spilt just yet, it looks like, as GH coming forwards, using those mean right clicks on the Night Stalker. Yeah,
Jerax so tanky on this Naga, has the 7 armor to work with, the stout shield, the stick as well coming through, and obviously stick being such a fantastic item in a 3v3 lane.
All the action down here at bottom right now. Another ensnare onto GH. I don't think there's any kill possibility here, but there's the return, and Miracle coming forwards, using the open wounds onto Fly, in fact, trying to bring down the Jakiro, and he is dropping low. Can he get away? That's the question. Meanwhile, in the back, they're also going for a kill on the other support. Fly under tower. This is so deep from Liquid, but they will get that kill. Meanwhile,
Kuroki does get out.
Kuroki got out? Okay. And, well, Zeb getting blocked up a little bit, trying to get away, forced to use a wind run. Luckily he does have that point, so he will escape.
Yeah, and in this off lane, Axe is having a great time. When he gets that blink online, he's just going to be jumping around on those lifesteal, being so active and really helping this no-tail druid come online and give him the space to get that relic, I imagine he'll go for.
Well, GH finding much of this game spent set on fire. And there's a net out onto the Lifestealer as Jerax comes forwards once again, but the open wound's going to heal Miracle right back up again, seemingly taking no damage. Jerax dropping very low here. That armor isn't enough to help out Jerax, and they will find Naga Siren there. Yeah,
this is the thing. As soon as it turns nighttime, GH becomes a completely different hero on this Night Stalker. It's so much more difficult for OG to fight into him.
Well, quiet dawns on the bottom lane as Liquid have managed to find 2 kills in the seemingly unfavorable lane.
Yeah, Matumbaran's really struggling in this mid lane as well. No-Tail's got the 14 denies on the Druid and seems to be doing a fantastic job of controlling this lane.
6 CS, 15 denies compared to 16 and 3. What's going on?
If you shut down this Lina and stop her from snowballing, it becomes a really difficult job for Matumbaman here. We've seen that he likes to rotate early in other games, even before level 6 sometimes, but he's really struggling to get to that point.
Well, Matu coming back down into mid, but let's turn our eyes to top lane as Mind Control and S4 seems to be going also in S4's favor on this Axe, having a whale of a time against all these treants, which is just going to make him spin.
Yeah, he can push the lane out, go back to the jungle, farm the jungle creeps as well at the same time, and I love that he goes for that Vanguard first on Axe. Going to be really helpful against this physical damage of the Nature's Prophet and the Night Stalker coming through.
Well, GH coming top, looking for runes, maybe looking for a bit more than that as he comes into lane. I can't see them getting a kill on S4 here, but let's see how it goes. They are going to use the trees. S4 just going to immediately TP himself out of here. He is gone.
Yeah, it does TP all the way back to base though, so it's going to give Mind Control some space to carry on farming here in this top lane.
He's got a Vanguard.
Yeah, why not? It's such a good pickup, and look at the damage coming out from Liquid.
6 minutes into the game, this man has a Vanguard. My word.
Lina right clicks, Nature's Prophet right clicks. Why not? And GH is hovering.
Astonishing. Well, he is. He's looking for mid. No-Tail's had a pretty nice game so far, but he senses something's off. In fact, he's going to use the bear to go and scout and will spot out GH with that. Nicely done by him. His spidey senses tingling, perhaps, or bear senses in this case. Not sure how good bear senses are.
I mean, GH, the thing is, in this first night time, you really want to be getting a lot done. It's almost 7 minutes already, and he's failed to achieve a kill in any of the other 2 lanes.
Oh, up at top, gonna get that call, and it looks like Mind Control could be in trouble here as Jackson S4 find the culling blade as they squish Mind Control into the ground with Axe's mighty, axe.
You see the Naga just doing what GH wanted to do on the Night Stalker before, goes to that top lane.
That could be in trouble. Being open wounds up, it's forced to use the wind run. The blocks from GH not quite enough, or maybe it is. Zeb making under the tower here, but more TPs coming in. Jerax is here. They actually get the net onto GH. GH is really low, and they find the return kill on the side of OG.
It feels like Jerax is in the right place at the right time, all the time at the moment. Timberman.
Oh, gonna get trees up, but there is a rotation coming in, but there's the Laguna Blade. And, well, that's No-Tail just getting annihilated in the middle lane. So they do find a kill in one of these two lanes, which they are kind of starting to struggle in, or have been struggling in.
Yeah, fantastic Laguna Blade from Timberman. Manages to get it off before the Lone Druid pops the ultimate, so much easier for them to kill.
Oh, look at this efficiency here from S4.
Yeah, he really wants that blink online as quick as he can to try and control the tempo for his team.
GH just going to take the rune right out from under him. Takes a battle hunger in return, but just voids a creep off and purges it off, no problems.
And that's the first night time ended for GH, and feels like we haven't really seen too much from him.
Yeah, they got middle lane, didn't they? But was GH even involved in that? I'm not sure he was. I think that was just mind control and...
Yeah, I mean, if GH is having a rough time on the Night Stalker, I think it's up to mind control to make up for that lack of tempo. He needs to be getting involved with these kills.
Absolutely. Well, smoke out from Jarax and Fly. They are on the hunt. They have the ensnare. No ice path, just with the dual breath. But there's plenty of slow available and plenty of damage as well between these two. Maybe looking for the leaner in the middle lane.
They want to get a deep observer down us here as well. There you go. So you can see Matumbaman rotating around to the jungle and seeing who from Liquid is going to come and help this mid lane.
Matu has to be careful. Now they actually reveal and Matu's gone. Matu's immediately out here and his rotation coming in from GH, but actually gets cancelled. Although she does land the stun, and with the Laguna, is it enough to bring that Fly? They get the root on the return, jumping straight onto Matu, and they will get the return kill. Kuroki passing by. Stun is going to bounce though. Meanwhile, Fly going to get caught off by that... Oh, that was Wrath of Nature, right?
Yeah, just coming through there from mind control. And this is the thing, that's why they've got that ward down in the mid lane to help them with the Wrath of Nature damage coming through. And S4's so close to getting his blink on this axe now. He's only about 700 gold away. We're 9 minutes into the game.
4.5k net worth, but No-Tail in the middle lane, surrounded by trees. Can't find a way out. He's going to break his way out of the trees. Mind control manages to block him in. And No-Tail is going to go down.
Great rotations by Liquid, and they're going to try and pressure the tier 1 tower here, I think. Matumbaman and mind control with these trees. Going to be taking a lot of the damage from the tower.
And in we go, Kuroki, Lina. S4 still hunting though. GH, well, gonna regret coming to this lane, I think, as S4's just harassing him out.
Yeah,
merciless.
S4 sees them all mid, so he knows he needs to go and pressure back the other way, try and get at least a little bit of tower damage on this top tier 1 for the Radiant.
And it's a slow but effective process from Liquid in the middle lane. And actually destroying the trees that will reveal No-Tail, and immediately getting sprouted up, but he finds the root. Can he finish off this kill onto Kuroki? He certainly can. S4 goes to the call, does miss it. Matu just trying to run away from this one. Will get under his own tower. Perhaps looking to turn it around. S4, nice dodge by him. Mind control coming in, but they have the open wound. Miracle is here. Can they finish him off though? Miracle is taking a lot of damage. He's got to be careful. Gets inside a creep. Meanwhile, No-Tail being attacked by mind control. Miracle pops out, looking to finish the job, and pop goes the No-Tail. Meanwhile, S4 running down, trying to get away from Matu. I think he's going to be alright here. That guy's just too tanky to bring down by right clicks alone.
Fantastic job by Liquid here to rotate and really focus down and pressure the Lone Druid, because he's the key hero for OG this game. 2 deaths in a row, that's really going to hurt his timings, and he's shot down the net worth chart so quickly.
And the siege continues. Liquid in the middle lane just going for another tower, forcing OG to respond to this.
Fly has to be here on this Jakira, I feel like, to try and repel the trees away with the dual breath, but he's pushing out the top lane, and they've got the tier 1, but this tier 2 is taking significant damage here for OG.
Especially with that catapult wave as well, making full use of it. Matumbaman, well, Shackle's not going to land, but the ensnare certainly will, and I think Leon's going to drop here, yeah.
Yeah, with the follow-up call from S4, it's pretty easy. You get the ensnare to initiate in the first place. They've got lots of control to follow up with between the call, the shackle, and the ensnare on OG.
And it's a bit of a gold switch, even more gold going towards this axe. I mean, Liquid, is this their plan? Is their plan to let the axe get ahead this far? And have they got? Do they know how to deal with it? Is a lifesteal okay with this?
I don't think it's their plan to let S4 get so far ahead, because they, oh, the shackle comes through.
Well, that's quite the shackle. Already taking so much damage here, and 7 Jarax will be able to find that kill. No-Tail surrounded by trees once again, just trying to get away, but there's the void, and No-Tail is finished off.
Mike, how does he keep doing that? That's astonishing. Every single time, just blocking them in with the trees.
Just a circle of treants surrounding you. I mean, who needs Sprout? 1 level in Sprout, 4 levels in trees, and just use the trees as a Sprout anyway.
I just worry that if this Lone Druid doesn't get some farm anytime soon, Liquid really going through the gears very quickly this game, and mind control's got that Orchid coming online pretty quickly.
It's not going to be long, but at the same time, you look at that net worth chart, we see the Axe ahead, followed by the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, OG do have the team fight potential though.
That's a Maelstrom.
Yeah, so they do have very good pick-off potential now on the Wind Ranger if they land the Shackle, even if they just get the Ensnare as well. It's going to keep them in place to land those focus fires. And you see, now they get the Maelstrom on the Wind Ranger, they want to find something here in this bot lane, at least force rotations. Liquid don't care.
Yeah, Liquid seem to be more in the mindset of we're going to push your towers, we're going to force you to fight us, and OG don't seem that willing right now as there is a TP out there from Fly.
Lifestealer has gone for the armlet build as well, so I think that indicates that they really want to fight earlier than later, because normally when you get that go for the Lifestealer Radiance, it kind of takes a little bit of time to come online. Not in this game, they're ready to go, they want to get involved in the action.
One hero who is starting to suffer for sure is definitely Notello. S4, hold the phone, GH trying to chase him down here, and there comes a Death Ward as well. S4's taking a lot of damage here, but there's the song to cancel. They've got them lined up nicely. Zed could go for the two-man shackle, but decides against it. OG just going to try and back out of this one, but well, GH comes in, and there's the focus fire with the Ensnare as well. It's going to be the GH going down to start off this fight. Kuroki throws out that paralyzing cast, but Two-man coming right back in.
Oh, the shackle!
Beautiful shackle onto two. That's going to catch him out. OG on the offensive, trying to finish off Alina, will be successful. Kuroki, he's going to drop as well. No chance for him getting out as OG take a very convincing fight in this middle lane and looking to claim their tower as their victory.
Yeah, fantastic from OG there. They understand that Liquid don't have vision on their high ground, doing a really good job of playing around the trees and not revealing themselves too early. So they thought, Liquid thought they could go in and maybe take something, but then everyone from OG just appears.
GH is here. Miracle's found a double damage. Fly, I reckon he's going to drop pretty quickly here.
They want more here.
They certainly do. Mind control. Can't find the Sprout. No tail, got to run away.
Yeah, GH is hunting, but I don't think he wants to go too far.
Looks like Notel won't be having any issues today. But Liquid, are they done?
Yeah, they do see the Axe farming.
They've got the Hunter in the night to get over this cliff, but S4, he's getting away. No, he comes back in. Miracle, open wounds, trying to do the damage. S4 trying to get away, but I think he will be killed as the Wrath of Nature will finish him off.
Yeah, this is the reason why you put these deep observer wards down. And when Liquid went through the jungle before, this gives you the pick-off potential, and they can try and turn this into objectives now. Doesn't look like there's too much available, but you want to keep doing that kind of play, especially when you have the pick-off potential of the Night Stalker.
And now, in addition to that Night Stalker, you've got a Nature's Prophet. Who's just a trouble. Seb could be going down. Nevermind certainly is going to be destroyed.
That's the awkward reveal on Mind Control. All of a sudden, it's very difficult for Seb to find these pickoffs, because if he goes for somebody, Mind Control's just going to TP in, follow you up with the Orchid, and then where's your damage? You're just going to get brought down and turned on.
Oh. Miracle gets set on fire. I think everything's okay for the Lifestealer though.
He's actually going for he's got the Radiance queued up after the armlet, which is very interesting. We don't usually see these two items together in the same game. You usually see the Radiance with like an SMY and a Solar Crest, and usually with the armlet you get the physical damage from something like a Deso or an AC.
Well, Fly just going to stack some camps for his homies.
Yeah, they need to enable this lone druid. He's caught up a little bit on heroes compared to like the Lina and such, but he's still falling behind. They're not hitting the timing on the lone druid that they would have been looking for.
So Matu, not perhaps in the position he wants to be in this game. A little bit behind with that Yules. Is he still the win condition hero? Is this going to change at all?
I think he's more of the tempo control of this game. They've kind of put Matumbaman on this position 3 almost in terms of like the creep income they're going to get, because if you see Mind Control on this Nature's Prophet at the moment, he's going to build towards that really right-click damage, I feel like, and you see that with the Orchid coming out first.
So Liquid are switching things up a little bit perhaps in terms of hero priority, but it is a smoke.
Yeah, I like the point that Cat made on the panel as well, that when you're against this Axe, if you have vision of him before he blinks in, you can precast the Yules, and that's going to completely disrupt the OG team fight, and I really look forward to seeing that from Matumbaman.
Under the cover of smoke, GH will find the bear.
Yeah, they know Notel's nearby though, because the bear's attacking.
Notel seems to know that they're nearby. Liquids don't seem to be able to find anybody right now.
They just want to force this top tier 2 and take another objective.
OG, it felt like their laning phase went very well, but Liquid just able to find objectives all around the map in this kind of early to mid situation, despite their laning phase going badly, and OG just weren't ready to fight, and now they're in this kind of weird situation where they're actually falling behind.
I feel like it's really difficult though with the heroes they have. The Axe is very strong, but he doesn't do the damage by himself. And Wind Ranger takes a little bit of time to come online. Obviously she's got the Maelstrom now, so there is some form of damage, but the Lone Druid doesn't offer too much at this stage in the game in comparison to the Lifestealer and the Lina, for example.
Well, things still very close. Could go either way. Certainly not a clear-cut game.
Yeah, and he's very close to the Relic now on Lifestealer, only about 1,300 gold away or so, and it feels like Liquid are kind of waiting for that point where they get the Radiance online on the Lifestealer before they try and take a major fight, especially into this really good combo that OG have of the Naga and the Jakiro with the Ice Path follow-up.
Well, Jerax just using those illusions. I imagine he's going to scout out with those and try and get as much information for his team as possible. Meanwhile, the call at middle lane, they found Matumbaman, and that is a very tasty kill. Yeah,
as soon as you get that call onto Matumbaman with the Blade Mail, the right-click damage from Lina just completely destroys yourself because of the Fiery Soul. You attack so quickly into the Axe.
Now OG looking to take objectives. They finally take this middle tier 1 tower. Are they going to go for more?
I think they just need to back off for now. They know that Mind Control has the Orchid, and there is good turn potential with the Lifestealer. He's actually going for the Maelstrom on the Bear, so that's pretty interesting. I think he knows that they need to be able to fight at an earlier tempo than they normally would if they get the Radiance on the Bear. And he's actually going for Meteor Hammer first on Jerax.
Interesting build for Naga Siren.
Yeah,
but we've seen it a bit, much more before than now. Obviously, the difference now being that you can get off BKBs, items, spells before it hits you. So with a Yules and a BKB and a Rage on the enemy team, is it really the item to go for?
I feel like it's not necessarily for the team fights as such. It helps with split pushing, it helps with taking towers more quickly.
Right.
But it is useful in team fights as well, especially if you can get it on top of heroes like maybe Mind Control or Kuroki on the Witch Doctor, maybe even GH, because that silence is key this game.
Oh, the Lifestealer gets inside Mind Control, heading down to bottom lane. With this silence, they can pick off, well, S4 might need to think twice about going for this kill. This is a pretty big bait.
Yeah, if he wants to go for this, he has to wait for the creep wave, but it feels like Liquid have read this situation perfectly. They know that S4 is going to want to go.
Actually gets out. Meanwhile, Axe will jump in immediately and get 2 in the call, trying to finish on Mind Control, but now he's silenced up. He can't find the damage. Meanwhile, in the back, Fly does drop to GH as the rest of Liquid are moving in. The Shackle onto 2! How does that land? But he manages to get the Lina down. In the middle of the fight, the Kuroki in the backlines will fall. Now the song is being used to hold them still. S4 wants to get out of this one. This is a full disengage from OG. Can Liquid chase? Can they find anything from this? Doesn't look like they're even going to try.
Yeah, as soon as you see that buyback come out from Matumbaman, just disengage the fight completely, because it's completely worth it for you now that that buyback's come out. Give yourselves the net worth swing that you need. Give yourself the advantage.
Liquid moving forwards here. Come into contact with the Bear. Don't really have the damage to bring that down right now, so he's just going to have to be an annoyance. Like, oh, nice dodge from Miracle there. That Shackle would have landed.
The ensnare.
The Bear is fighting it up, but the Bear is certainly losing. But there comes the Ice Path. Several times the backlines. And OG, I'm not sure how badly they want to take this fight. Trying to get Matumbaman. The call is out onto him. Can they finish off the Lina? Meanwhile,
where's the damage?
It's going to drop, but OG just can't seem to bring anybody down. But neither can Liquid. Axe in the middle of it all. Can they finish off the big red man? Looks like he's going to be the first fatality here. As Bear's trying to run away as well, but won't survive either.
Yeah, and which of the Solar Crest pick up on GH? I think this is going to be a Roche here for Liquid.
Going straight in.
And with all this physical damage coming out from the Lina, the Lifestealer, I love this. Liquid, they know they need to hit their timing, get that Solar Crest on the utility hero, hit these objectives early on.
It was such a weird staggered fight though. We had like 3 fights going on, and just kind of one hero from OG dropping in each, and then you have just kind of a lack of initiation from OG, I guess.
Yeah, they have this, they get the Shackle, they get the Ice Path coming through with the Ensnare, but they just don't have enough damage to bring the Lifestealer down. And when S4 jumps onto Matumbaman to try and take him down in a separate part of the fight, if he doesn't hit the call, then it feels like the Axe has just completely wasted his initiation there. And without the spin damage coming through, how do they kill anybody? There's the Relic.
Radiant's going to be following very shortly for Miracle. How many issues does that cause for OG?
It's really difficult now because we've just seen they're lacking damage to kill the Lifestealer, and now that he has the Aegis and the Radiance, he's just going to be wandering around these fights becoming a massive tank, and they have to deal with him, otherwise this Radiance burn damage adds up really quickly, and there's no bear on No-Tail for 30 seconds. Pretty sad.
I think No-Tail's game in general has been pretty sad, and well, S4's kind of struggled to pick up the slack, I would say.
I feel like the 3 cores on OG though are doing a relatively good job at keeping up in terms of farm, especially with how No-Tail was doing at the start of this game. Well, when he got ganked those couple of times, he really fell behind quickly, and he's caught up at a decent pace, I would say.
This game, it's all mind control. On that Nature's Prophet, staying ahead of the net worth, but well, S4's kind of fighting him a bit. They're kind of jostling around up there. Yeah,
especially with the BKB now in mind control, his team fight prowess is going to only increase. But again, if you see it matched up on the same side, if you see the enemy team going for a BKB, you have to get the BKBs of your own, otherwise you're just going to not have a chance in these team fights. Next
fight will probably mean a lot to both of these teams, as we have 2 10-second BKBs online. Timberman?
Oh, here comes Mind Control.
Mind Control rotates in as well, and with the damage output from the Lina onto No-Tail, they will finish off the bear. Mind Control, he's actually going to BKB and TP out of this one. Wants nothing to do with the Windrunner.
Yeah, he does BKB to dodge the Shackle because it came through very quickly. That's fantastic reactions by Mind Control there to see it coming.
Meanwhile, Miracle takes a tower at top, which is very, very good for Liquid. A tier 2 and a kill at bottom. They're just taking objectives, they're taking kills. It just doesn't really feel like they're being contested for the things that they're doing.
Yeah, it's very difficult for OG to fight into Liquid now that they have this Aegis though, because Miracle's not going to be afraid to sit on this front line. He knows they have to try and throw so much of their damage out to kill him, and that allows Mind Control to TP around the back and just clear everybody up.
Arcane Rune bottled on this Lina, Shadow Blade and Yules. It's a powerful combination on this hero. And S4 may just be, manages to dodge the stun just about, or I guess more of a miss from the Lina. The Nighttime was popped from GH as well, but in comes the Lifestealer looking to bring it down. Axe, if they can bring this on. Yes, it looks like he is going to go down. The silence is out. There's no song available. Fantastic reactions from Mind Control on that fight. Get that off on time. The Shackle's onto 2. Maybe they can take down that Mindstalk from the high ground, but the two of them are just doing so much damage from the sideline. They're going to be able to bring down No-Tail, and the cast bouncing through. Seb trying to get away, but there's so much damage output on the side of Liquid. They're going to pick up another one. Seb, the only hero left alive on the side of OG, and he just can't seem to make anything happen in these fights. Despite the Shackles, despite the focus fires, he just can't bring anybody down.
They still have the Aegis on the Lifestealer as well. They're just going to keep going here. And you saw Wind Ranger, he can't fight into this Solar Crest that's coming out from Liquid. He just keeps missing.
Liquid right onto the high ground here. They are not scared. The Shackle will land onto the Lina, but means very little. And now the silence is out. Will be used up as well. Miracle's closing the gap, and with the stun and the kill onto the Windrunner, right under our tier 4s. Liquid just running at OG at this stage. S4 coming in, trying to finish the kill onto the Nature's Prophet.
Song
as well. Could set S4 up for a better position. There comes down the Meteor Hammer as well. It's doing a lot of work. Can they finish off Miracle? But Miracle will use that open wounds to heal up, using the rage as well. Matuz is going to drop. Meanwhile, the fight between No-Tail and the Lifestealer is going on. Can they bring down No-Tail? They can once, but he's got that Aegis. Meanwhile, S4's going to drop on top to Mind Control. Mind Control does go down as well, and now the respawn into the Ice Path. OG, can they finish off this Lifestealer who's trying to crawl away, but now turns it around, goes back in onto No-Tail here. GH has just turned up for this fight, and they turn it. No-Tail drops, Jarek's inside his own base. Miracle goes for that play, but doesn't quite manage to pop.
Void!
Just gets him with the Void, just picks him off next to his own Ancient.
And it feels like they're so reliant on the song to be able to take fights, and when it comes through, you saw there, he gets the Meteor Hammer on 4, and it's absolutely huge, but they still take ages to kill anybody.
Liquid just turning it around over and over again. Feels like they just can't be stopped this game.
Yeah, and you saw they get the Blink Call onto Mind Control, which is huge. That's the one you're going to get first onto Liquid, because you don't have the damage to kill the Lifestealer, and they still don't bring down the Nature's Prophet in that call duration.
Yeah, and that results in the Axe going down to the Nature's Prophet after he gets that kill. So
I love this Halberd on Miracle as well on this Lifestealer. If you use it on the Wind Ranger, what's she going to do? All of a sudden it feels like all of the damage output from Wind Ranger is completely negated.
And there's a Crimson Guard onto GH as well, so plenty of physical resist from that bear, from I guess it's really good versus the focus fire as well, right?
There's no magical burst coming out from OG this game, so how do you kill this any hero against this Crimson Solar Crest? All of your physical damage is just done now.
Well, OG group up. I'm sure there's a lot of discussion going on what to do next. They look for kills, do they look for objectives? They just try and wait it out and see if they can bring it to the late game? I don't know.
They're in a very precarious position, aren't they? They need to get some pickoffs with the call and with the shackle, but Liquid are doing a good job of farming in these safe positions. I think they probably want to wait for the next Aegis before they go for the next really big team fight, but if they get the opportunity presented to them, I don't think they're going to be too scared to fight into OG.
And Miracle and Kuroki just farming up these Ancients with this Armlet, with the Radiance, and with the Heaven's Halberd. Very strong team fight for Miracle.
They do have the BKB on the Axe now, so he can dispel the Orchid with that, but I don't think that solves the issues that they're having at the moment in terms of damage output.
This could be a crucial double damage. Yasha also picked up on that lifestealer, going for the Manta. GH gonna come into contact with the whole of OG at this choke point.
He takes no damage!
He's just surviving through everything. There's a focus by everything coming onto GH, but he's just not dying. S4 jumps in with a big call. GH is getting low. Will manage to get out. Silence is out. And this is OG just trying to back out here, but I mean, this is probably their best opportunity to fight. Yep, they're gonna turn it around. It's out. Can they bring down the lifestealer? They're gonna force Falcon forwards, but Miracle coming out immediately with the rage. Seb might be able to TP out of this one. Fly probably will not. Fly's going to go down, and Seb doesn't get away, and also gets finished off by GH. Liquid, they take another one. I mean, the song was decent. The turnaround was attempted, but they just couldn't do it on OG.
I'm not sure what happened with the song there. They laid it out, threw the ice path down, and they didn't cancel the song. The ice path just stood there, and the damage output didn't happen. Oh, Jerax. I don't know if he got silenced up or what happened. I didn't see, but...
Up onto the high ground we go for the second time, looking for the second Rax, and GH, look at him come forwards here, he's just not scared. Miracle will rage up through, Jarek's able to get the call off from S4, trying to drag him back a bit, No Tail trying to deal some damage onto Miracle here, but just can't find anything. These heroes are just too tanky, it feels like.
They're just sitting on the front line and letting the Prophet take the Rax. You see GH just making sure Axe can't come into this fight and use the Blink Call.
They know how hard it is for them to bring them down. S4 jumping in, but he's got the BKB. Taunt onto 2. Now Seb coming in the back lines, getting that focus fire, bringing down the Witch Doctor.
Like you've just
look for more.
You've just used all your abilities on the Witch Doctor. What have you got now to take off any of the cores? Even GH on this really tanky Night Stalker. Oh, what a sprout!
Oh, sprouting up S4. Looks like Mind Control will escape.
Yeah, they've got the bottom racks now. That's two sets of racks down for OG.
And what did they lose? A Witch Doctor.
And Kuro's going to be pretty happy with that, I would say. Relatively good trade, you know.
Probably. Seems likely as 18k gold advantage, 2 barracks. Man, I mean...
Can they get GH?
It's not the easiest kill. They're staying in the fog, but No Tail just reveals slightly, and GH is out of here.
Yeah, and you saw what GH did in that fight around the bottom shrine. Oh, the courier goes down to mind control as well.
Jump hit from S4 though. Maybe going to be able to find. Yep. Oh, wow. The Tombman just gets completely eviscerated there. Yeah. But, you know, that's a Lina curse. OG, I mean, they're going to try it.
There is a buyback. There is a buyback on Matumbaman though, so I don't think he'll be afraid to use it to take the Roche fight.
Liquid of all teams know how important this is going to be. They're going to weigh it up.
It's going to take so long for OG to take this Roche though. They've got no damage on their team.
I feel like Seb needs to get in there and then do some damage.
They're so scared. And you see the bottom lane's pushing in for Liquid as well.
Yeah, like someone's going to have to deal with that, and then that means that it's a 4-on-4, which does not really favor OG this game.
What's their plan here, OG? They're taking so long. The thing is, as soon as they leave the pit, it means Miracle and Liquid are just going to walk into the Roche pit and take it for themselves, and OG can't let them do that.
That's the thing, if OG will go into the pit, and could be catastrophic for them. And No Tail backs out, and it looks like OG is just going to give up. And actually, look at Miracle here, he's chasing. He's actually going for Jerax. Jerax throws out that song.
Yeah,
coming forwards, but the setup, the heroes are just so spaced out. It's really awkward to find a hero here. And now comes down the Meteor Hammer. Nice shackle onto the Lifestealer. Can they finish the job? Nice man to drop on the taunt. No, not quite enough. Still catches him inside that axe call. That's going to be Miracle falling down. GH just kind of hanging about. He's so tanky on this Night Stalker. And here comes Mind Control, using that BKB, trying to finish off Fly. Fly trying to get away. Beautiful call onto 2 here. Follow it up with the Magnifier. Is enough damage to at least bring down Kuroki. I think it might be. Meanwhile, at the back,
they cancel the TP.
Druid dropping low, but they're turning it right back around again. Mind Control actually drops. No-Tail will fall. But GH just trying to find the damage onto Fly here. Can he finish this off? But he's surrounded by 3 OG heroes. Fly takes the fall. Batuma's back. Lift up on the Windrunner. Seb trying to get back to base. Meanwhile, Axe caught outside his own base. S4's going to drop. Mind Control on the double kill. Chasing into the enemy base. What more do OG have? Well, they're going to use the buybacks. S4 has one as well.
This is without Miracle in the fight. They managed to kill the big tank of Liquid and they're still struggling to take these fights afterwards. There's so much coming through, and that's with these 3 really strong cores in the Nature's Prophet, the Lina and the Lifestealer, and they just go back. They're quite happy to go back into this Roach Pit, especially after it got chipped down by OG.
Already half the work done for them. Well, S4 will buy back, and
there's 4 buybacks
as well. 4 buybacks used. It looks like Liquid actually disengaged from the Roche even.
Yeah, they don't want it to be. It's so risky for them to fight into this still. They are ahead by quite a long way, but the only way OG get into this game and Liquid to throw it away is if they take a really silly fight in the Roach Pit, especially against this Naga and Jakiro.
They're just going to stick around, farm around outside it. They have the vision.
That Manta dodge from Miracle was so close to missing the call, but it did just come through after the Manta effect ended.
Yeah, that could have been catastrophic, but nice reactions.
I love that Nature's Prophet's gone for the Blade Mail as well. Makes him a little bit more tanky, and it's very difficult for the Wind Ranger to focus the Nature's Prophet down, who even goes for a Halberd himself too.
2 Halberds up now on the side of Team Liquid.
If they don't have any Magic Burst, then their heroes are getting Halberd as well at the same time. Who's dealing damage at all?
Liquid, they're just scouting it out, they're just positioning themselves, and OG with the 4 buybacks achieve really nothing with it. All they do is chase away Liquid and extend the game for themselves. They get no real advantage.
Oh, Meteor Hammer.
Miracle does the spin inside the ensnare, finds Jarax, but the rage is there. Can Miracle really finish him off this time? No, he can't, and gets slept up. But Jarax doesn't really have anywhere to go. S4 jumping in, gets the call off. Can they finish off the Lifestealer? He's getting low, he will get cold. Mind Control on the backlines, trying to fight it up versus No-Tail, just using those right clicks, using that Sprout. Where can he go? What can he do? Looks like he actually might be able to back off. Bear caught inside the Sprout. Liquid, well, they lose one and they back off. Never mind, the call is out onto Kuroki. No-Tail coming in, but in comes the Matumman right away again, and No-Tail just trying to get out of this one. Will he be able to get escape? No, he certainly will not. Takes a dive. Matumman looking for more, trying to just chase down Seb whilst he's silenced. Seb no longer silenced. Yules onto Axe, immediately reacting to that jump in and call. S4 just being controlled up so well here now, finding himself a little bit alone, just trying to get off anything, but Liquid are just kiting him all the time.
Feels like S4 has got his dancing shoes on here. It feels like he's dodging everything this game.
He certainly does. And the blink just doesn't seem to work against Liquid. Like, he's got the blink, he's got a couple of great calls in, but at the same time, Liquid's a bit able to avoid him so much, and there's an Aghanims out on Matu.
Oh, the pure damage coming through the Laguna Blade is going to be huge here now, especially against these really tanky heroes that OG have in terms of the Axe and the Druids. OG did a really good fight, really good job of managing to bring that Lifestealer down. That's twice in a row now, and as much as that hurts Miracle, Liquid have put themselves in a really good position already with getting the 2 sets of racks, so it feels like they've got that room to be able to make a couple of mistakes.
I mean, just look at the OG base, so it's very little left for them, and it's going to be Liquid going for Roshan. Yeah, I think OG know this is happening, but really, are they going to try and contest?
Without the song on the Naga, it's very difficult for them to take a team fight, because as soon as they get put in a bad position, they don't have that song available to disengage.
Oh, Roshan certainly doesn't take Liquid as long to bring him down as it did for OG. And there goes the Roche. Miracle picking up that Aegis. And if Lifesteal wasn't a problem beforehand, well, he's twice the problem now.
I mean, that's the thing. They now have to change the target that they want to go on, because if they go on Miracle, they'll have been using everything they have to bring him down. You saw it in that last fight, because it was still difficult for OG to take a fight after. Now he has the Aegis. Who are you going to focus? Who's your main target? I feel like they need to be able to get the Mind Control, Nature's Prophet, or the leader in the backlines, but it's very difficult for them. The only real jump they have is the Axe.
I mean, any of the cores on the side of Liquid is a good target, but at the same time, you've then got 2 more cores to deal with. Well, in goes GH once again, just happy to sit on these front lines. The focus fire is out, cool as well. Song being used just to help them finish off that kill onto GH. Liquid fail with the reinitiation, and it comes down. Oh, actually messes up with the Meteor a little bit, but getting the Ice Path off all the same. Kuroki actually falling very low in this fight, but Miracle looking for No-Tail here. Will he find the bear? The call is through from S4. No-Tail, though, he's maledicted up. I think he's going to fall. More importantly, the Lifesteal on the front lines. Yep, No-Tail does go down after all. Miracle, though, so slow, but just looking. Looks like he might drop his first life, but pop in the Rage. Pop in the armlet, just toggling his way through it, fly up into the air. Meanwhile, in the back, they're actually going to catch out this Lena. This is huge. Can they find Mind Control as well? It's a little bit awkward as S4 is dropping very low. Jerax can't really find it. It's a beautiful shackle from Seb, though. Is it enough to finish off Mind Control? Mind Control is trying to escape, even going to pop the BKB, Blade Mail, everything. Meanwhile, Jerax gets run down by Miracle, and Seb just can't find the finishing blow onto Matumberman. Onto Mind Control.
Mind Control TP'd out. That was so close to him dying. The power shot came through just too late, and there's a random gem on the floor. What's even going on anymore?
Miracle, he finds a gem, drops it because he wants his items. He's actually going back in here. They're 1 barracks away from Mega Creeps, and Miracle wants to take it. Seb playing around here, using the focus fire. Miracle dies once, and I think he's just going to come back and immediately start attacking back. He did use his rage, so if they can keep him knocked down, he won't be able to get this. Focus fire is out. Seb gives chase. Miracle, what do you do? He just drops.
He has the Manta and he has the Halberd, but couldn't quite find it because of the invis on the Wind Rager. It's very difficult to target her down. On the Courier even gets the gem that was on the floor.
The Courier again. They find the gem again, so a very interesting play. I think the idea was just to jump in, rage, get that barrack down, but he used the rage before he went down the first time, kind of misinterpreting the damage perhaps a bit. I'm not really too sure.
OG is so far behind, and they're still managing to find a way to take these fights somehow. It feels like they're pulling every single string to keep themselves in the game.
I mean, the fact that they defended from Liquid, who were like, I think they were like 19k gold up at the time. They had an Aegis. They were feeling very comfortable. They just ran in, but it was a really nice call from Jerax. Did you see that when they were picking off GH? Obviously, Liquid's plan this whole game is to be wait for the initiation onto GH and then follow up. But when they were all slept on the backlines, it just allowed them to finish off GH, who wasn't inside the sleep radius.
Yeah, especially when he's...
Mind Control coming in onto Seb, but Seb actually senses something up. Uses a shackle shot going straight onto Mind Control here. Mind Control's dropping low. Can Seb really finish the job here? It certainly can. Does get voided down, so GH will find the return kill. In comes Matu. S4 doesn't want to die here. Song is going to be used. They're looking for Matu, but Matu is very, very quick, so they will have to settle for the Night Stalker. Looking in through the trees, though. Can they find him? I think they can.
They've got the ensnare coming through from Jerax.
This is a slight issue for GH, as there's a whole lot of damage coming down his way. It takes them a long time to bring him down, but GH does take the fall.
Feels like Liquid are making some silly mistakes here. They're getting picked off 1 by 1, and especially Mind Control on this Nature's Prophet is giving so much away every time.
And let me tell you, that is a sentence I really didn't expect to find you saying today. Liquid making mistakes, it feels alien, but they are.
Again, at the same time though, OG are playing very well to keep themselves in the game at the moment. You saw the Blade Mail from Mind Control on the Nature's Prophet there, brought Seb so low on this Wind Ranger, and the Void came through to finish him off right at the end. Seb kind of playing on the edge there in terms of being able to bring down Mind Control.
But can OG really bring it back? The Green Dream.
Lone Druid's coming online. He's got the AC, he's got the Maelstrom. Doesn't have the bear for another second or so, but he's going to resummon that one up now, I imagine, and push the items back across. Oh,
maybe not.
Is he actually keeping the items for the hero itself? Is he keeping and going for a kind of a ranged hero build here?
I think so. I mean, that's the only reason I can imagine he's got the items on him. I mean, the bear just doesn't really live in these games.
That's true, especially against the Lifestealer. And the Maledict coming through from the Witch
Lena as well, ridiculous amount of right-click damage if she can get it off.
Yeah, he just needs to be able to keep himself distance away at this point, because there's not a huge amount of jump coming out from Liquid unless Mind Control comes around the back and like picks you off individually.
They're smoking forwards. Jarek's not under the cover of smoke. They can find Miracle here. They don't find the call though. Miracle gets away, popping that rage and running up to the high ground.
And that would have been a huge pick off for OG, because it would have allowed them to possibly go for an objective here. They might go for it anyway, but with the darkness coming through from GH, it's very difficult to take fights when you see very little.
Certainly is, as Miracle scoop up these creeps in the middle lane. And
I like this Hex pickup coming out from Mind Control though. You saw the Orchid relatively early on, but now that the whole of OG have so many BKBs, that Hex is going to be the main thing for them to have to deal with now. And I like that the Jarex has the 4-staff on Naga to try and push people away that are hexed up here.
So I know that we thought Jarex messed up with that Meteor Hammer in the song. Was that all a bait?
No.
Was that all to put them off a little? I'm just theory crafting here. Like maybe he just can't. He just left it going, so they'd be like, oh, he messed it up, and then quickly ends it afterwards. Bamboozles him a little bit, perhaps. It's a possibility, right?
Next level straps coming out from Jarex.
The guy's just a level above. Like you're just not respecting him. Oh, Song.
Oh, the gem.
Oh, they found it. They have the gem. Fly's coming in as well. They're going to use the macro fire. They're going to drop everything they have. S4's joining the party as well, and they're going to find this kill onto Matumbaman.
There's no buyback on him either. That's 90 seconds, so they might look to try and be aggressive here and really go for something. The Night Stalker does have a gem, so they don't have too much vision on the map at the moment. OG might be difficult for them to try and choose where to take the fight at the moment.
Well, Liquid just on the other side of the map, trying to push out waves, make some space. Lena is dead, but OG just can't really seem to do anything with it. And Liquid is still farming the whole map. They're being very efficient. They're not going to let this gold advantage go that easily. Yeah,
and with the Aghanims on the Wind Ranger now, they do have probably more than one focus fire in the fight unless she gets brought down quickly, which is going to really help their potential to deal the damage that they've been struggling with.
Plus 2-second rage duration. Yeah, you're right. That's very, very big in this game.
Yeah, and with the rage duration, like you say, on the Life Stealer, are super valuable this game, especially against the Wind Ranger and the Jagiro Ice Paths. He needs that online as much as he can.
Well, a lot of people wouldn't have expected OG versus Liquid game number 1 to go this long. I think a lot of people kind of discounted this series, just basically a win going to Liquid, but
oh, great scan from Liquid though.
Putting up a fantastic fight so far.
Yeah, they do spot out OG with the scan though, so they know where they are. They know they need to be safe at this moment in time. Look at his damage!
GH, going crazy.
He has so much attack speed with the AC coming through too, and he's so tanky now. He had the Solar Crest Crimson before, and now with the AC on top.
Oh, going on to the Witch Doctor here would be a great way to start off this fight. If they can just bring it down quickly, we'll be able to do so. Now, they actually find the route up onto Lifestealer. Miracle's just not really able to find a target. Looks like they'll be able to get a quick fill and maybe get out. Uh-oh, no tail. He uses the rage, sends back the Lifestealer, I think.
Croaky buys back.
Trying to catch out GH perhaps, and they are going to initiate onto the very tanky Night Stalker. Can they do it? Miracle tears through the bear. Song is actually going to be used, but Miracle still tearing up Jarex. Jarex, he's going to fall inside his own song, but they also get the return kill onto GH. Liquid are chasing. Oh, what a shackle! Oh, beautiful shackle from behind from Seb once again, and they're going to be able to pick off Kuroki the moment he's back into this fight. Miracle, though, finds No Tail, which is another huge kill for them.
Oh, Mind
Control's going for base. Mind Control's just trying to end the game right now, and that is going to force back OG. But if they can kill Mind Control here, it could be massive for them. But Matumbaman is waiting, gets the stun out onto S4 before he can get the call off. S4 having to retreat through the tree lines, both blade nails going off. I think it's going to be S4 who drops, so it gets low. Can they get the return kill off onto the Nature's Prophet? Doesn't look like it. Mind Control gets away, and S4's the one who gets turned inside out. Wow, Liquid playing around the map, realizing that the Ancient is exposed and just going for the win, going for the jugular. Don't quite manage it, but they keep their Prophet alive and they get a return kill onto S4 and just making the best out of every situation they're given.
This is why it's so difficult for OG to ever take a fight, especially with both tier 4s down and only one Rax alive. How do they ever take a fight outside their base unless they win one right in it just before? Lone Trade's so poor as well in for 46 minutes into this game. No Tail's had a really rough one here, even below GH on net worth now.
Really, really, really rough for No Tail. He's very much played the sacrificial bear this game, which isn't really what we expected, especially watching his laning phase.
And this is the refresher shard on the Roche as well. It's the third one. With the darkness popped, I don't think OG can take a fight here.
Who do they give it to? Is it Matumbaman with the double Laguna? Looks like it. He's cleared space.
I think so. Especially with the pure damage coming out from the Aghanims. 2 Lagunas come out on one person. That person will blow up.
And I can guess who the target's going to be. It's either going to be the Wind Ranger or the Axe.
Yeah, Wind Ranger's been that really pesky hero at the moment, especially with the invis and trying to deal with her. And if you throw the 2 Lagunas coming out straight away, again, I keep talking about it, but that's all of OG's damage at this point because No-Tail's so poor.
Fly trying to clear them out. Shackle actually being used onto the creeps even. I think I might have thought that was real, considering, oh, there we go, one comes off. Seb going to be forced with that BKB, but the fear is out onto the Lina, and in jumps S4. They're trying to find this kill here. Looks like they'll be able to destroy Matumbaman. No-Tail trying to get away, but Miracle getting chased, going to Manta off. Can he get it? Getting inside of base, but can't quite do it. And now the turnaround. No-Tail's going to drop his first life, but he does have that Aegis. Meanwhile, Microdraw just going through the objectives here, but there's the sleep coming forwards on S4. There's the Ice Path as well. Does get the BKB off before the Ice Path comes in. Maledict onto 2. They're running forwards here. Fly gets taken off the back. Matumbaman. Control getting really, really low here. Jerax just about escaping on no health at all. Meanwhile, in comes Alina trying to finish off that last Rax. It is going to be Mega Creeps and stun onto 2. Maybe the Light Striker Ray to finish the game. Looks like this game is going to go the way of Liquid. The last few breaths being taken by OG, taken quite well, but it's going to go the way of Liquid. They take game number 1 in 47 minutes. But what a game.
What a thriller. That game went on for so long, and OG were really happy.